What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that's got the muscle car world completely split, the Dodge Charger Behemoth SUV, and if the numbers being talked about are anywhere close to accurate. This thing is aiming for a full 1,000 horsepower. Let's get into it. Quick shout out if you're new here, we cover every major reveal, concept, and rumor in the performance and SUV space. So if that's the kind of content you're into, go ahead and subscribe, because we've got a ton more of these coming this year. So let's set the stage here. Dodge has been going through a pretty dramatic transformation over the past couple years. The Charger nameplate went through its own electric reboot. There's been a ton of back and forth about what direction the brand's muscle car lineup is actually heading. And now, in the middle of all that, we're hearing about a Charger Behemoth, a full-size SUV wearing the Charger name, positioned as basically the ultimate expression of Dodge muscle in an SUV body. Let's talk design first. Given the name Behemoth, expect this thing to lean hard into sheer physical presence, a wide, aggressive front fascia, probably incorporating Dodge's signature crosshair grille styling scaled up dramatically, quad exhaust tips if it's running a combustion or hybrid setup, and a stance that's meant to intimidate rather than blend in. Dodge has never been a brand that does subtle, and there's no reason to think that changes here just because the body style is different. Wide fender flares, big wheel options, probably something in the 24 to 26-inch range on higher trims, and an overall silhouette that's more squared off and aggressive than the rounder, softer SUV designs we've seen from a lot of competitors. Think of it as what a muscle car would look like if it got physically bigger, while somehow keeping all its attitude intact. Inside, expect Dodge to lean into a genuinely luxurious cabin, which is actually a notable shift for the brand. Historically, Dodge interiors have prioritized performance feel over outright luxury, but if this is meant to compete at the full-size luxury SUV level, expect premium leather options, a large center touchscreen running Dodge's latest infotainment system, and probably some kind of performance-focused gauge cluster that pulls double duty, showing luxury information and track relevant data like boost pressure or launch control status. Now let's get into the number everyone's actually here for, the 1,000 horsepower figure. If Dodge is genuinely chasing that number, expect some kind of forced induction setup, likely a supercharged or twin-turbo V8, possibly paired with hybrid electric assist to help close the gap to four figures without requiring an entirely unprecedented engine. Dodge has a history of pushing horsepower numbers to genuinely absurd places with vehicles like the Demon and the red-eye trims of previous Hellcat models. So a 1,000 horsepower SUV isn't completely out of character for this brand, even if it sounds insane on paper. 0 to 60 in something this size, if that horsepower figure holds up, would likely land somewhere in the low 3-second range, which for a full-size SUV would be an absolutely staggering number. All-wheel drive is basically mandatory here. There's no way you're putting that kind of power down through just two wheels in a vehicle this heavy. Suspension and chassis work is going to be critical here too. Expect adaptive dampers, air suspension for ride height adjustment between comfort and performance modes, and probably some kind of launch control system adapted from Dodge's existing muscle car lineup to help manage that much power off the line without just spinning the tires uselessly. Let's talk about where this fits against the competition. Against something like the Jeep Grand Wagoneer, which is Stellantis's existing full-size luxury SUV play, the Charger Behemoth would presumably sit as the significantly more performance-focused option, trading some of that Wagoneer refinement for genuine muscle car theater. Against outside rivals like the Cadillac Escalade-V or the Mercedes-AMG GLS 63, the Behemoth's rumored horsepower figure would actually put it ahead of both on paper, assuming those numbers hold up, which would be a genuinely notable flex for Dodge in a segment they haven't traditionally competed in. As for pricing and release, nothing official yet. This is still firmly in rumor and speculation territory, but given where Hellcat and red-eye trims have historically landed price-wise, and factoring in the added luxury positioning here, I wouldn't be shocked if this landed somewhere in the $90,000 to $120,000 range, depending on trim and options. So here's the real question. Can Dodge actually pull off genuine full-size luxury while still keeping that unhinged muscle car attitude that's defined the brand for decades? Historically, these have felt like somewhat competing goals. Luxury brands prioritize smoothness and refinement. Muscle cars prioritize raw, visceral theater. If Dodge can actually blend both of those successfully in the Behemoth, this could be one of the most interesting vehicles to come out of the brand in years. Let me know in the comments what you think. Does a 1,000-horsepower Charger SUV sound like the ultimate Dodge? Or does this feel like the brand losing the plot chasing bigger numbers instead of staying true to what actually made the Charger special? And seriously, would you actually want to drive something with this much power in an SUV body? Or does that sound genuinely terrifying to you? If you're into this kind of coverage, make sure you're subscribed, because we're tracking this story closely, and there's a lot more where this came from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.